welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angie and I'm a chemist who loves makeup. And in today's review, we are going to be talking about the collaboration that Ofra Cosmetics did with JenLuvs Reviews. I know a lot of you found me through Jen, and Jen and Ofra were kind enough to send me the collection before it launched, so thank you to them. So first we will break down the ingredients and then we will get into the review portion of this. So the first ingredient in these liquid lipsticks is Isododecane-Neopentyl Glycol Diheptanoate. So this is going to replace volatile silicones. Usually you'll see cyclopentasiloxane, cyclohexasiloxane, and we usually see those in foundations. We don't really see them in liquid lipsticks. This is a derivative of what you usually see in a lot of liquid lipsticks, which is isododecane, and that's going to bring us into the second ingredient, which is isododecane in this formula. It evaporates very quickly, it's volatile, it is a solvent, so the other ingredients in this liquid lipstick are going to dissolve into it, and when it's exposed to air or applied to your lips, it's going to evaporate quickly and leave behind those other ingredients. If you see this alone, usually those formulas are very dry feeling, but because Ofra also has the Isododecane-Neopentyl Glycol Diheptanoate, it's going to feel softer like a silicone and not as drying, but it's also not going to feel very heavy. The next ingredient is Tridecyl Trimelliate, and this is a thick emollient that will be used to distribute pigment. It's going to help your liquid lipstick last longer. That's how this liquid lipstick can last longer while not being a super drying matte lipstick. The next ingredient is Diseardimonium Hectorite, and this is a clay. Clays are used in formulas to help thicken them up. You don't need very much, but you do need something like this because otherwise it's going to be a lot thinner formula, and this is also going to help keep your liquid lipstick from separating into layers. The next ingredient is Hydrogenated Polydecene, and this is an emollient, so this is going to form a non-occlusive film on the skin, meaning it's not going to help you retain water loss, and also non-sticky. So this can range in different viscosities, either very light and airy to very thick and luxurious. It just depends on which one they're getting, depending on how it's going to be used in the formula. The next ingredient, I'm gonna have to read this one, is Bis-diglyceryl Polyacyladiapate-2. Some of these even I have to be looking at when I'm reading it. And this is also going to be a film former. This is a synthetic alternative to lanolin, which is derived from sheep. So this is going to be a vegan alternative to lanolin. And if you notice in the formula, the film formers in this are pretty low. I imagine this because clays usually aren't used in large amounts. And this is going to help the formula last, but not be so high that you can't apply anything on top of it because the top layer has a super dry, crusty film. Tricapran is a non-greasy emollient. Aluminum starch Octenylsuccinate is a starch, so it's gonna help decrease the shine and will also help thicken the formula. Talc in this formula is gonna help opacify it. Something like this is added in liquid lipsticks to help give better color payoff and be more opaque. Propylene Carbonate is also a solvent. The difference is that the evaporation point is going to be a little bit higher. Isododecane evaporates a lot faster. This one will also evaporate, but it's not going to evaporate right away. Fragrance is in here, you know, to make it smell a little bit better. It's not overly fragrance, but sometimes if you don't add these, they can kind of smell funky, and it being on your lips right under your nose, sometimes it's not very pleasant to smell all day. Tocopherol is an antioxidant. It is vitamin E, and this is going to help support the formula. It's not a preservative, but it is going to help prevent this from going rancid. Phenoxyethanol in this case is a preservative. It's a very widely used preservative, and this is supported by Ethylhexylglycerin, which is also added to the preservative system. These both are a part of the preservative system and is going to help prevent this from any sort of microbial growth. Aloe leaf extract is also an antioxidant. Probably not much in terms of skincare benefits, but it's going to help the formula as well. So now to the review portion of this. Like I said, Ofra and Jen did send this to me, so I was very fortunate enough to try this before it launched. I was very excited to hear that Jen was coming out with a collaboration with Ofra because I really love the Ofra lipsticks. They are one of the really good liquid lipstick formulas out of there, and I don't know if they still do it, but I like them because I know that they are able to formulate at their own facility. I don't know if now that they've gotten larger, they've had to start contracting out, but I know at one time they were producing everything inside of their own facility, and I'm sure that means that their R&D is also there and whatnot too. Aside from these liquid lipsticks, in general, I really love the Ofra formula because it's thick but not heavy. It spreads very easily and it has a soft feeling, but it seems to last. It does transfer, but it doesn't smear all over my lips, and I can eat and drink and still feel like it's left there throughout the day. These liquid lipsticks last quite a while. I haven't noticed this before with any Ofra products, but these liquid lipsticks on the back of the package actually did have an expiration date. This one said January 2023. I think part of the reason why Ofra is able to do this is because, again, if they make their own products, they are able to monitor how long things last. If they have their own stability program that they operate themselves inside of their facility, they can truly see how long these liquid lipsticks are last. Usually when you get makeup products, skincare products, there's not an expiration date unless it's something that has sunscreen in it or some sort of acne treating product that is required to have an actual expiration date because it's regulated as a drug in the US. Cosmetics don't have to have that. Most of the time you just see that little jar with how long after opening it. Problem is though, is that if you leave something sitting in your cabinet or whatever, it can still go bad without you ever opening it. And obviously things like mascara, if you open them, start exposing them to air, they are gonna not last as long. But I really like that they do have an expiration date on there. So the expiration date is on the box, it's not on the actual lipsticks, which I would like because a lot of people probably aren't gonna keep the box. And in this case, it looks like the expiration date is about 18 months from manufacturing. Being that Ofra can do a lot of things in-house, this gives them a lot more control. I hope brands that have products that they've had on the market for a while are able to start putting true expiration dates and not just an after opening expiration date. These products are not just liquid lipsticks. Of course, you could wear these on their own. These are meant to help transform a lip color that you already have. If you're anything like me, I have a lot of colors that I intended in good faith to wear regularly and they've just been sitting there now. Either they were too bright, too bold, and maybe I can only wear them in the fall, or maybe the color wasn't suitable to my skin tone. And then after getting these and testing them out, I feel like I have a bajillion lip colors now. So the first one is Revive. And this is to help lighten the color. If you want to see swatches of any of these with different lip colors, I'll put some on the screen, but feel free to check out my Instagram so you can kind of spend a little bit more time looking at the pictures if you like. So Revive is to help lighten your lip color. Refine is going to help kind of tone down the color. For example, I'm wearing Dose of Color's Hot Fire on my lips, and it is very bold, very bright, and it's a little bit much for me, although I love the color. So what I did was I tapped a couple of dots on this in my lips, I blended it out, and I still get that brighter color, but it's a lot more muted. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable wearing it, like it's not as bold. So if you're easing yourself into bolder color lipsticks, you want to try to be more adventurous, this is a good way to kind of transition into it. This is a good way to mute them down a little bit, make yourself feel a little bit more comfortable wearing them. And lastly is Reimagine, and this is going to help darken the lip color. I don't think I'm going to get as much use out of this right now that it's summer, but I think in the winter when I do have a lot more of those lighter colors that I would like to deepen a little bit, make them more fall appropriate, I will get a lot of use out of this. Future Angie here. I forgot to include a part where I tell you how I like to apply it because it is different from what Jen suggested, which is to use the applicator directly on your lip, but that doesn't really work for me. I don't know if it's because I have really small lips or maybe I'm just not very good at it, but this is the way I do it. So first of all, right now I have on the Desi X Katie Dose of Colors lipstick. It's a matte lipstick in no shade. It looks amazing on them, but I don't really like how it looks on me. So I'm gonna try to deepen it up with Reimagine, which is the dark shade, the darkening shade, and we're gonna see how it turns out. I'll play around with the other ones if I don't like it. All right, so this is how I like to do it. So I take the applicator and I just put it on the back of my hand. So I do this with my foundation, so when I'm getting ready, this isn't really like a extra step. I still have to wash my hand after anyways. So I just tap it with my index finger one time, and then I have some on the tip of my finger. So then what I'm gonna do is kind of tap a little bit in the center, on the sides, kind of put it on the top, and then I kind of just start to blend it out. So it's starting to look a little bit more wearable. I'm just gonna keep adding more. If I wanna add more, I'll just take another dot. I'm gonna add another one. I'm gonna add Refine. I just put some of that on the back of my hand. Tap, tap, tap. And that's not the cleanest application I've ever done. So this is a lot more wearable in terms of my comfort level. And then yeah, I just wash off my hands afterwards. For this method of doing it, where I apply it to the back of my hand or a little like palette, in order to give myself better control of the amount going on my lips, I found with applying it directly to my lips, it was a little bit too much product. I think I'd prefer to use a lip brush, which I'll probably end up getting, instead of just using my finger, because my finger doesn't allow, again, for as precise control. I can't get the edges, that kind of thing. And the other benefit too, I don't have the issue with the applicator picking up anything that's on my lips already. So this is my preferred method, but whatever works. And now we'll get back to the rest of the video. So overall, I really love this collection idea. I would recommend getting the whole set as a whole. If you're wanting to experiment with lip color, maybe you're in your lipstick phase, sometimes we're in an eyeshadow phase, sometimes it's like a foundation phase. Right now I'm in a lipstick phase. So this is really helpful for me because I can not go out and purchase a bunch of lipsticks, but I can experiment to my little heart's desire. And I was gonna buy this collection even before it came out, so I feel very grateful that Jen and Ofra were so kind to send it to me. The set is gonna go on pre-sale on the 20th, so if you're watching this on 20th, I will leave it down below along with Jen's affiliate code. And I think this was a really good collaboration. I feel like this was very innovative, and the Ofra formula works really great for this. Like I said, it's really smooth, it's easy to apply, and it does work very well on top of multiple formulas. And if you learned something today, please click the like button and do not forget to subscribe so you can learn more about the science behind makeup and skincare. And let me know down below if you're gonna pick this up. With that, I will see you in my next video. Bye!